So far we discussed Reserve Bank of India, commercial banks. Next area of discussion is development bank. In this session we are going to discuss what are development banks, what is the definition of development banks, what is the area of function. All these things we will discuss in this session. Okay. Development bank. Okay. So what is a development bank? What is the meaning of development? First, we have to know what is the difference between growth and development. What is the difference between growth and development? Okay. So, growth may be positive or negative. Growth may be positive or negative. Development is always positive. Okay. Development is always positive. Okay. So, development means what? In increase in terms of capacity, production, okay, area wise, size wise, everything. Okay. From the past level to increased level. Okay. So, development is nothing but a kind of increase. Development is nothing but a kind of increase. Okay, a way forward, a move forward, a leap, everything comes under development. So growth may be positive or negative, but development is always positive. Development is always positive. So what is the meaning of development bank? What is a development bank? Development banks are special industrial financing. Yes, this is very important. Special industrial financing. Okay. So what is a development bank? What are development banks? These development banks are special industrial financing institutions. Means the statement clearly states they will provide only industrial financing. Industrial financing means in an economy you have three types of sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Okay, this industries and industrial growth is a part of secondary sector. Okay, secondary sector. So these development banks, the main aim of the development bank is to improve secondary sector, that is industrial sector of an economy, right? So special industrial financing. Development banks do not mobilize savings like other banks. Yeah. So what is the difference between development bank and commercial bank? Where commercial bank's primary function is to accept deposits from the general public. Yes or no? That is nothing but mobilization of savings, right? But when it comes to development banks do not accept deposits, do not mobilize savings like other banks, but invest the resources in a productive manner. Productive manner in the productive manner means what? Okay, step by step, without wastage, without wasting. Productive is nothing but without wasting, right? So development banks do not mobilize savings like other banks, but invest the resources means public resources, that is human resources, okay, financial resources, natural resources, everything, resources in a productive manner without wasting. Productive manner means without wasting. A development bank may be defined as the financial institution concerned with providing all types of financial assistance, medium as well as the long-term business units. Long-term to business units. Sorry, it's to business units. Okay. So what is a development bank? A development bank may be defined as a financial institution concerned with providing all types of financial assistance, to medium as well as the long-term business units. Okay, so medium loans, long-term loans, small, big industrial units. Okay, so it will provide financial assistance to small as well as big industrial units. Now, what are the features? What are the features of a development bank? A development bank does not accept deposits. Yes, we are already aware of it. It does not approach public for deposits. It does not mobilize deposits from the public. Now, from where it will get funds? See, from public like commercial banks and other financial institutions who entirely depend upon savings of mobilization. Right? It is a specialized financial institution which provides medium term and long-term lending facilities, right? So a development bank cannot approach public. It did not approach public. Okay, so it did not ask money from the public, not accept deposits from the public like other commercial banks and other financial institutions who entirely depend upon saving mobilization. Okay, It is a specialized financial institutions which provides medium term. Medium term means what? Somewhere around 3 to 5 years, between 3 to 5 year loans. Okay, and long term lending facilities. Long term means 10 years and above, 10 years and above, mostly 7 years and above. So why we need long term? Why we need long term? See, for any capital or infrastructural project, rate of return on investment will be very heavy. Okay, so it takes much time to get that money back. Okay, return on investment, it takes time. Okay, so these institutions, these companies will approach long term lending rate. Okay, long term lending activity, they give priority to long term lending act. It provides financial assistance to both private as well as public sector institutions. Okay, so development banks provide financial assistance to both public sector and private sector. Means any government organization can come and approach development banks for financial assistance. At the same time, any private individual with any private organization also, private companies also can approach these development banks for financial assistance. The objective of this bank is to serve public interest rather than earning profit. Yes. So these development banks wants to serve public, serve public. Their motive is not to earn profit, like unlike commercial banks. Commercial banks' motive is to earn profit. Okay, but development banks do not run to earn profits. Okay, they don't want profits. They want to serve public. They want to increase the capital formation in the country. They want to increase employment rate in the country. They don't want unemployment, and the banks want to eliminate poverty from the country. So how can you eliminate poverty from the country? By providing employment rate. If you engage the citizens of the country, okay, they will earn some money. Thus poverty will be eradicated. Need for development banks. Why do we need development banks in our country? India is a developing country, hence we need development bank. See, lay a foundation for industrialization. Okay, so after the advent of Europeans, especially during British rule, Indian industrialization was totally collapsed. Totally collapsed. They have not given any priority to industrial sector. Okay, industrial sector was totally ignored. Okay, so after the Britishers, the government of India under Prime Minister Nehru wants to give focus on industries. Hence, the second 5 year plan is also put an agenda to increase industrialization. The second 5 year plan laid emphasis on heavy industries. So the government of India wants to give utmost priority to industrialization. Utmost priority to industrialization. Why for industrialization? What is the importance of industrialization? When industries are growing in a country, it can create more jobs. It can create products, goods and services. National income will increase. GDP growth will be there. Okay, industries are very important for an economy, especially the developing countries like India. So the development banks lay foundation for industrialization, which is very important for a country. Meet capital needs. Yes, capital is nothing but finance. In order to set up an industry, you need huge capital. Imagine a person is setting up a steel plant or ONGC or any other cement factory. That so-called person need a good amount of capital, that is nothing but money. Okay, so in order to meet his demands, he need a good amount of capital. So these development banks will provide that capital assistance to individuals or business entities. Help small and medium sectors. Yeah, cottage industries. Okay, handloom is small and medium in the sense, like small is nothing but cottage, medium in the sense somewhere around 1 crore to 2 crore range. Okay, so all these are small and medium sectors. So these development banks also providing help to small and medium sectors of the economy. What are the objectives of development banks? They promote industrial growth. Yes, this is correct. What is industrial growth? We have discussed previously. To create more employment. Okay, so when industrial rate is good, industrial rate is going on. Okay, industrial growth is there. Automatically, that growth will create employment. Okay, so industries are very important for economy, and it is very important for nation building. Okay, so industrial growth is there. These banks will promote industrial growth. Industrial growth is directly increase employment rate in the country, and when employment is there, it will leads to decrease in poverty levels in a country. They generate more exports. This is very important. What China is doing today. Okay, China is focused. China already focused on industries. Whatever the goods you see in India, for each and every product, you can get it from China only. Okay, Chinese goods are flooding into the country because they have sound industrial growth. From the last 15 years, they have given utmost priority to industrial sector. Whatever the goods you can see in the market, right from the mobiles, spares, everything you can get from China. Okay, so if the country is flourished with industrial development, the country can send their products to abroad or to other countries. What do you call exports? Okay, when exports are there, you can earn good foreign exchange. Foreign exchange. They generate more exports and encourage import substitution. Import substitution. Okay, to encourage modernization and improvement in technology. Okay, so this development bank support modernization. What is modernization? New technologies, introduction of new technologies, machinery. Instead of man-made, they are totally industrialized. Modernization, new skills, artificial intelligence. Okay, making human resources versus machinery. They'll improve modern methods in making, modern methods in industrialization, and improvement in technology, to promote more self-employment project. Self-employment. Okay, to review SIC units. SIC units is nothing but loss making. SIC units is nothing but loss making industrial units. Very sick. Financially, they are very sick. They are loss making units. Okay. So these development banks provide financial assistance to these SIC units so that they can revive, they can rejuvenate, they can revive. Okay. With the financial assistance from development banks, these SIC units can develop. These SIC units can develop to improve the management of large industries by providing training. Okay, so apart from giving financial assistance, they will modernize, they will give training. Okay, they will give training in the context of management, how to handle the industries, to remove regional disparities. To remove regional disparities, nothing but imbalances, regional imbalances. One country or one state in a country is growing, other state is not growing, so this is very dangerous for an economy. Okay, so imagine one in a country, one state is growing, the other state is not growing, it will create the feeling of regionalism, thus lead to the disintegrity of a nation. So development banks will remove regional disparities or regional imbalances. They promote science and technology, nothing but modernization in new areas by providing risk capital and all. So apart from providing finance, these development banks also provide modernization, new methods, new technologies, management training, to improve the capital market in the country. Capital market is nothing but shares, stock. Okay. Now, development banking in India. So what are the development banks in India? Their origin, their functions. Okay. First, Industrial Finance Corporation of India. Industrial Finance Corporation of India. It was set up in July 1948. This Industrial Finance Corporation of India was the first development bank in India. It was set up in July 1948 under a special act. This is the first financial institution. This IFC is a first financial institution. Okay, first financial institution set up in India with the main objective of making medium and long-term credit to industrial needs. Okay, so this IFCI, Industrial Finance Corporation of India, is the first financial institutions to provide finance to industrial needs. Now, what are the functions of IFCI? The corporation grants loans and advances. Here also loans and advances. You people are aware already. You know what is the difference between loan and advance. The corporation grants loans and advances to industrial concerns. The corporation can grant loans only to public limited companies. Yeah. So this is one of the drawback, I can say. IFCI. The IFCI provides grant. The IFCI, the corporation can grant loans only to public limited companies. means they are totally ignoring private companies. Okay, private companies cannot get financial assistance from this IFCI. Okay, only public sector, SAIL, ONGC, HPCL, these companies can take financial assistance from IFCI. Private individuals cannot approach. That's what this point is. The corporation can grant loans only to public limited companies and cooperatives, but not to private players. Okay, or partnership firms. Right? So IFCI, for your examination, you can expect the year. Okay, is the first financial institution. What are the functions? What are the functions means? Grants, loans, and advances to industrial concern. This particular IFCI grants loans to industrial concerns. Next, ICICI, Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India. Okay, it was set up in the year 1955. It was set up as a private sector development bank to assist and promote private industrial concerns. To assist and promote private industrial concerns in the country. Okay, so this ICICI was the Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India. The main objective of this bank is to provide industrial finance. Industrial finance. It was set up in the year 1955. It is a private sector bank. Okay, what are the function? It provides long term, medium term loans. Okay, long term and medium term loans in rupees and in foreign currencies. Yes, this is a very big advantage. Okay, so ICICI provides long term and medium term loans. Okay, more than 10 years and less than 10 years. It provides long term and medium term loans in rupees and foreign currencies also. So the ICICI will provide financial assistance in foreign currency also, foreign currencies. It guarantees loans raised by private concerns. Okay, so if a private individual can approach, they can take the private concerns can take loan from anywhere. That particular loan will be guaranteed by this ICICI. It provides technical, managerial, administrative assistance to industrial concerns. Okay, so technical in terms of technology, managerial in terms of management, how to organize, how to administer a business. Okay, next administrative. Okay, administrative assistance to industrial concerns. So ICICI, apart from lending activity, the so-called bank will provide assistance in these areas also: technical, managerial, and administrative concerns, administrative related. Industrial Development Bank of India, IDBI. Okay, IDBI was set up in the year 1964. IDBI was set up in the year 1964. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of the RBI. Wholly owned. Wholly means fully. Wholly means fully owned subsidiary, sister concern. Wholly owned subsidiary of the RBI. It was given complete autonomy in the year February 1976. Okay, so setup here is very important. Autonomy. Autonomy is nothing but freedom. Free. Independent. Okay. The IDBI is regarded as an apex institution. Apex institution in the arena of development banking. Okay. Apex institution means what? In the pyramid structure, this top level is called apex. So in the development banking area, IDBI is an apex institution, means topmost institution. Its functions include coordinating the activities of financial institution, okay, for the promotion and development of industries. So this IDBI coordinates with the other banks, coordinating the activities of the financial institutions for the promotion of development of industries. Undertaking market and investment research called R&D, research and development. They'll research in the market strategy, consumer behavior, where to invest, how much to invest. Okay, all these parts and all these forms under this undertaking market and investment research. Surveys like field level assessments, surveys, and techno-economic studies helpful to development of industries. Industrial Reconstruction Bank of India. Okay, Industrial Reconstruction Bank of India. Previously it was known as Industrial Reconstruction Corporation of India. It was set up in the year 1971. Okay, so this Industrial Reconstruction Bank of India, previously IRCI, was set up in 1971. In 1985, it was converted into statutory Legal backup is there. Statutory corporation called the Industrial Reconstruction Bank of India. Okay, IRBI. It functions include, what are the functions of IRBI? Okay, Industrial Reconstruction Bank of India, to provide financial assistance to sick industries. Sick industries means the industries earlier they were running in a good position, they were in a good position, but later on due to the latest technologies, they are unable to meet the new technologies. So they are facing losses. Now this IRBI is providing financial assistance to these sick industries so that the sick industries can revive, the sick industries can adopt new technologies, right? To provide managerial and technical assistance to sick industrial units. Okay, again managerial, administrative related and technical assistance. Okay, to adopt modern technologies. To provide consultancy services to the banks in the matter of sick units. Okay, so sick industries can approach this particular bank, they can take suggestions from this bank. Okay, based on the suggestions, sick units can revive. Last one, SIDBI. Government of India set up SIDBI under a special act. Small Industries Development Bank of India. SIDBI means Small Industries Development Bank of India. Okay, 1989. Wholly owned subsidiary of IDBI. It is a subsidiary of IDBI. The bank commenced its operations from 1990. Okay, so the act was made in 1989. After a year, 1990, it started its operation. Okay, its head office is in Lucknow, so headquarters also you can expect in the examination. So when the act was made, when it started its operation, where is it? Headquarters. Okay, headquarters is in Lucknow. What are the functions? Its functions include to initiate steps for technological upgradation. Technological upgradation. So, if you observe development banks, each and every bank, almost all the banks have the objective to provide this technical assistance. Each and every bank is providing this technical assistance. Means Indian industries are lack of technical services. Okay, they are not in a position to catch the modern technology. Okay, so this each and every bank is providing technical upgradation and modernization to adopt modern technologies, technical upgradation and modernization of existing units. Okay, existing units. Fine. This SIDBI provides technological upgradation, modernization of existing units to promote employment oriented industries. So when industries are supporting, when industries are growing at the rapid pace, these industries can create employment. Okay, so to promote employment oriented industries, especially in semi-urban areas are nothing but towns. Okay, semi-urban areas are the regions between village and city, they are called towns, right? So these are the functions of SIDBI. Okay, that's it. So in this session, so far we discussed what is development bank, what are the functions of development banks, what are the types of development banks. Okay, in the next session we are going to deal with specialized banks. What is specialized banks, what are the functions of specialized banks. Okay, thank you.